And what is going on, guys? It is week 2 in the NFL. Once again, I'm after the Thursday night game, but I would have thought it was going to be a better game. It ended up being kind of close last night, but with the hurricane news and all that, I decided to hold off and see how the weather was going to be, and missed the Thursday night game. But Madden predicted, as you see here, Baltimore was going to win 42-13. Obviously, that didn't happen. The Bengals appear to be a legitimate team so far. They've won back-to-back games, 34-23. The Ravens, on the other hand, seem to drop from last week. They blew out the Bills, and the Bills are not a great team, and that's probably why the Ravens did so well. But the Bengals won last night. The Bengals are looking like a good team this year. On to, as far as the hurricane news, it looks like it's not going to affect too many games. Carolina is in Atlanta, so they won't be as affected down in Atlanta as if they were in Charlotte. Charlotte's supposed to get hit pretty hard, so prayers and thoughts out to those in the track of the hurricane. But Carolina Panthers should be okay down in Atlanta, indoors even, so it shouldn't be too big of a problem there. The only other game, I would say maybe the Titans. It looks like the track is going to go up there, and I'm not a meteorologist by any means, but that what the reports are showing, it looks like it might go up through Nashville and may reach up in Ohio, Pittsburgh area. So it might see some effects there. But into the picks this week, Carolina's coming off of a 16-8 win over the Cowboys. It was kind of a weak game. It wasn't really that great either way. Atlanta also was a rough start against the Philadelphia Eagles last week. So it should be interesting to see how these two do against each other. I'm thinking Atlanta has the better team, but Carolina is something about them. I'm not quite sure yet. There's a lot of youth there. Atlanta's kind of the same case. Be interesting to see if DJ Moore and Calvin Ridley get involved in the game this week. They really didn't have any involvement last week. But I'm gonna pick the Falcons at home this week. I think they can get it done against the Panthers. I think it's gonna be a whole lot closer than 45-20, and I don't know that either team's gonna score that much. But yeah, it's interesting. I'm gonna go with Falcons on that one. On to Washington. We got the Colts at Washington Redskins. Madden picks Washington in a close one, and the Colts, they should have won last week. They seemed to just blow it towards the end. They had a late fumble that made the score difference a little bigger than what it really should have been with the fumble recovery for a touchdown. Redskins are a good team. They beat the Cardinals pretty well. Cardinals are not really that great of a team to judge the Redskins on, but they got the win. They won 24-6. Not sure how the Colts are going to do. Andrew Luck is back. He looked a lot better this week, but we'll go with the veterans of the Redskins. They got Adrian Peterson got about 100 yards rushing. Alex Smith is a good, solid veteran quarterback. So I'm gonna go with the Redskins this week against the Colts. Titans and Texans, man. The weather in Miami was terrible. It was a 7-hour game for the Titans. The Texans lost to the Patriots, so they're both coming off of a loss. It's got a kind of high score for the Titans. They're going to be without Delaney Walker. Marcus Mariota's a little banged up, and Taylor Lewan's coming back from a concussion. So it's going to be interesting to see. The Texans have a good defense still. Their offense, it wasn't as good as I would have thought with Deshaun Watson coming back, but it was solid. It was decent. They got a good running game there. I'm gonna go with the Titans. Not, I mean, they're my team, but I think they just have a better team altogether right now from what I've seen this year. It's just get rid of some miscues and have some better plays, and the Titans should come out on top. I don't think it's going to be a 17-point victory, or really even that high scoring, but I think the Titans come out on top. Eagles and Bucks. Eagles had kind of a rough first start last week, barely really getting by the Falcons. Buccaneers surprised everybody, including me, and I said there was going to be a blowout Saints last week. It was not. Ryan Fitzpatrick is a very capable quarterback, and the Saints defense may not be top tier. The Eagles defense should be a little bit better than the Saints, but I just don't know. I don't think I could pick. I don't know. The Eagles with Foles, it was kind of rough first week. Tampa Bay was clicking, so I'm gonna go Tampa. I think they get it done this week, and they'll be at home. I don't think weather's going to be a problem there in Tampa. The Hurricane Florence is north of that. There's some Gulf weather going on too, so there could be some rains in there, but I don't think it's going to affect them too much. They're used to the rain down there. But I'm gonna go Bucks. Kansas City at Pittsburgh is kind of a blowout for Kansas City. Pittsburgh's coming off a tie against the Browns, a tie in Week 1 against the Cleveland Browns. Yes, that really happened. They still don't have Le'Veon Bell. That really didn't affect them. James Conner was awesome last week. And Le'Veon Bell, like I really don't think he's a great player. I really do think he is a great player. But Pittsburgh, that's not their like problem. Like James Conner is very capable of carrying that team running back. They have an awesome offensive line. They just had some misses by the quarterback. Roethlisberger had, I think, like 5 interceptions. That's a crazy amount. I don't think that's going to repeat this week. And they'll be at home in Pittsburgh. And again, the hurricane they may see some effects out there, but I don't think it's going to be as bad by the time he gets there. I don't think there's any way the Chiefs beat them by 3 touchdowns, if they can even beat them. The Chiefs showed me a lot this past week. They beat the Chargers, and that was kind of a low-scoring shootout, I guess. I mean, the quarterbacks had big numbers in fantasy. If you had Mahomes or Rivers last week, you had pretty good teams. I actually have Mahomes, but he was on the bench, so I didn't really get to take advantage of that. But it was good to see that the Chiefs come out with a new quarterback. I don't think I could pick against Pittsburgh here in the home opener. The Chiefs may come out on top, but I don't see it being 3 touchdown difference. But I'm gonna go Pittsburgh this week. Dolphins Jets. I don't think it's gonna be that. The Jets were pretty good week 1. Dolphins were kind of sloppy. They're kind of. I really don't like the Dolphins because they injured 3 of my Titans on top of them giving up their running back to the Eagles last year. So I'm not a Dolphins fan right now. But either way, the Jets. And Sam Darnold, he started off rough with that pick six, but he came back. He's one of the top quarterbacks, rookie quarterbacks, to start the season. Really, the only one to really start a game. But I think there's good sights there for the Jets to be successful this year. I'm gonna go with the Jets on this one. I don't know how they come up with the 23-6 score there, but there's gonna be some field goals, I guess, is what they're saying. But I'm gonna go Jets on that one. All right, there's no way Buffalo beats the Chargers. I could be wrong. Maybe Josh Allen. I'm really hoping to see good things from him. But the Chargers are a good team. They had a rough week last week in defense, but that was like a shootout kind of with the Chiefs. So I'm gonna go Chargers on this one because the Bills just they haven't really shown anything yet, and they got the new quarterback, so there's hope there. But I'm gonna go Chargers. Vikings and Packers. Now I picked the Bears and they let me down in the second half last week. But the Packers coming back, Aaron Rodgers is a little dinged up. We'll see how he does in that. There's no real way to tell. The Vikings are a good team. They won week 1, handed Jimmy Garoppolo his first career loss as a starting quarterback in the NFL. But they'll be in Green Bay, so there's that. They're back-to-back games in Green Bay for the Packers to open the season. I'm gonna go Vikings. I think they can get it done. The Bears are a really good team, and the Vikings are a really good team, and that's gonna be an interesting division this year for seeing if the Packers can actually win it. But I'm gonna go Vikings over the Packers. Browns and Saints. This one's gonna be an interesting one. The Saints, high power offense. It'll be interesting because the Browns defense, they did okay against Pittsburgh. And they got Roethlisberger, they got Antonio Brown. They're without Le'Veon Bell, but they had James Conner do well against them. The Saints are going to have Kamara. They're not going to have Mark Ingram yet. I think he's still got a couple more weeks of suspension. 21-14 is that's kind of low scoring for the Saints. And that's why I think the Saints will win because the Browns 14 points. I think they can get 3 or 4 touchdowns, maybe some field goals. They don't quite get in the end zone. But yeah, I'm gonna pick the Saints this week. They surprised me last week by not beating the Bucks, but I think that was because the Bucks are just good. This year, they worked on what they needed to work on in the offseason, preseason, and they came to play against the Saints. But I don't think the Browns are quite there yet. I think the Saints are too high power in offense for the Browns right now. So we'll pick Saints. 49ers and Lions. I don't think the Lions are that great. Saw them against the Jets. That's just a one game sample, but I think the 49ers they were close against the Vikings. I think they only lost by a touchdown. So I don't think that the Lions are even close to the Vikings right now. They're a decent team. I think they could be better than what they are, but I got to pick 49ers here. Rams and Cardinals, that score is about right. I don't think the Cardinals have anything for the Rams. It would be a great surprise if the Cardinals even competed with the Rams. The Rams are just a loaded team right now, and the Cardinals are rebuilding. They're a year or two away from being back to where they were, I think. But the Rams, they're here now, and they're the top team in the NFC in my opinion. So yeah, I'm gonna go Rams on that one, and I do think it will be a big score difference. Patriots and the Jaguars, 26-7. They're saying for the Jaguars on Madden. I don't know that it would be that score. The Jaguars defense is really good, and I do think they will beat the Patriots in Jacksonville. But I don't know that it'll be that big a difference or that low scoring for the Patriots side. But I will say Jaguars on this one. Denver and Oakland. The Raiders, if I remember correctly, they were decent last week on Monday night. They played against the Rams and they were decent. They just when they got to where they had to throw the ball, the Rams were prepared for it and picked them off a few times. But I'm gonna go Broncos on this one. Giants and Cowboys. Yeah, I think the Giants are gonna get this one. I hate it. I want the Cowboys to win, but I do think the Giants. I don't know that it's gonna be that big a difference, but I do think the Giants are gonna win that one. Seahawks and Bears. I gotta go Bears again. I think the Bears are a good team. Seahawks, it could be this close. But I think the Bears for the home opener, I think they get it done. Monday Night Football to finish off the week. And that is all the picks for this week. All of you that are in the track of the storm, keep an eye on the weather. Be safe. Don't make any bad decisions out there. Just keep an eye on the weather and stay safe. Stay out of the track if you can, if it's possible. Just be safe. Enjoy football from a safe location, and we'll be here next week. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. We'll be here next week to predict Week 3 of the NFL, and I will see you then.